Alright, guys, it's time for the grand finals of Maestros of the game. herO in the bottom left side of the map, just cutting through his opponents like a knife through hot butter. Two of the best players in the world he has destroyed to make it here to this grand finals. And he's going to be chrono boosting nice and early here after pylon scouting on Verdant Temple to start the day. Serral in the top right for Basilisk. This is a map which is a really fun map. Your bases are very spread out. There's this backdoor base up here for Serral. Now, Serral obviously also destroyed in his upper bracket final as well, but he's had to wait. He played that series. He's had to wait a little bit. herO's just been stomping back to back in his matches. Obviously, he had a break as well. So I think I started with herO in the lower bracket round of 4. Then they did the Serral match, and then herO just played that previous match where he did manage to come out on top again. So both sides have dropped barely any maps between them in the live playoffs portion here. herO's going to start by forcing Serral to take an incredibly awkward third base, and I would not be surprised if herO is being super annoying with his probe. Also chronos 2 adepts across this map, just to put Serral on notice from the start. Make him react and see if Serral can handle your chaos. I expect Zealot timings. I expect 4 oracles. I expect herO to do some Zealot Archon, to get in your face with Blink Stalker. I don't know the last time I saw Serral die to a Blink Stalker timing. It is a good build. I think on the right map, could catch him off. Historically, herO has given Serral some of the best matches of his life. Unfortunately, Serral is so good at just surviving, and herO is a world-class thrower of advantages. His high-risk, high-reward style, where he doesn't ever play safe, never hedges his bets, never takes insurance in his games. He always just goes for the win in what is the flashiest way possible. It means that Serral often just outlasts herO in these longer series. And keep in mind, this is the best of 7. herO wins this. All it does is knock Serral to the lower bracket, and then he has to win another best of 3. Against Serral. So Serral only needs to win 4 games to win this. herO needs to win 6, which is making it even harder. But even in a regular best of 7, my analysis would be the same, is Serral can just hang in there, and eventually herO's usually going to throw the game away. He's going to get a bit excited, try to force a win condition against the most patient Zerg in the world, and that's not always the right way to do it, is it? A little puddle on the ground there, I think is what these are. Little puddles around this map. Interesting. Dep does come forward. Did he chrono a second one? The answer is nay. These 2 Zerglings will be walking in. So Dep here already has 1 kill. He's going to try and control the space between the bases. Already 1 probe going down behind this. Great start for Serral. If he gets a second one, that is absolutely huge. And I think he will, honestly. Unless this Dep could barely pop out and save it. Ooh. Okay, only 1 probe. Good micro fear. Could have been a lot worse there. But that cost Serral very little. Serral's got Ling Speed and a few more Zerglings coming out. He's going to try and build a Spore Crawler. Ooh, he blocks his own Evo Chamber with the Zergling. Nice drone snipe, and somewhat necessary, I feel, after losing a probe at home. The Urubu is there. Urubu, who are you? Urubu, curse on you. If anyone kills the Urubu, guys, they do usually lose the game. Both of these guys being respectful. No Clem's in the game. Clem loves killing the critters. He's a bit of a psychopath. Terran players, am I right? Hate animals. Always bringing that curse upon their heads. I like the way he's heavily transferred. Notice he's undersaturated in the main. That's because he doesn't want workers transferring now with the oracles and the adepts between the rallies. That being said, Serral does need a few more lings and queens to get out here and secure this expansion. This base is very vulnerable. Revelation goes down. Oh, he's going to clear a creep tumor with it as well. Nice. Not a bad revelation. Other oracle comes out to secure the 3rd on the left side. Walling off with a single pylon, gateway, and cybercore. Always what herO prefers to do. Cancels the shade. It's forced out. Only 11 Zerglings and 4 queens. Serral's patience in an awkward position. Second to none. Tell Serral's prepped this map hard. Oh, herO not overextending though. It's forcing the defense everywhere. These oracles looking for an opening. The adepts are still alive. Dude, what great play on both sides. Serral's defense is probably the best I've seen for having to take such an awkward third base. Most players would have left a few openings. Not Serral. Openings to be exploited are very light in supply right now. Overlord on the high ground is going to go in for the scout. It's going to see a Twilight and a Forge coming up, I believe. Or actually, they're already up on the natural. Saw the Forge, didn't see the Twilight. Serral's vision's pretty good, but he's still got a lot of area to cover, right? This area here is fog. You never know where these oracles are going to come from. And a queen on its own. Incredibly vulnerable. If he committed on that queen, could have got the kill. We're playing a little bit safer. Doesn't want to be throwing away advantages. Not here. She's gone 3 Oracle. He's got +1 on the way. He's going to be going Zealot Storm, or Zealot Archon, I should say. Gets 4 drones on the rally, and patience pays off here for herO. Not throwing any Oracles away. One of them now takes a fair bit of damage. He grabs another 2 or 3. Ooh, not bad, not bad. 7 drones. Yes, his Oracles have taken some damage. That's not too big of a deal when you're on your side of the map. It's only when you're on the enemy side of the map where that could really hurt. Oh, and he leaves an Oracle behind for a stasis trap, but Serral, as always, paying attention. Does minimize the damage. Evo Chamber Infestation Pit on the way. It looks like Serral just wants to play to Hive and Lurkers. Could be a Charge Arc on timing that gets in there just before the Lurkers are available. That would be a potential killer against a guy who's not really got any core army on the map for now. He's building Zerglings rather than Roaches. Even though Roach Speed and +1 are on the way, that's very dangerous. Storm? Okay, Storm immediately. Wow, okay. Didn't expect herO to play this conservatively against Serral, but it's not a bad idea. Serral's going to be expecting over-aggression. I was saying I expect 4 or 5 Oracles, Zealot timings, kind of very in-your-face play, but he's been in his face with the harassment, but it's not been overextended, and I really admire that from herO. Swarm Hosts! Serral's not going Lurkers. He's going to play Roach Queen Swarm Host. Wow, okay, very cool. Very cool. I think a Nidus Worm will drop in a moment. Surely, I don't think he has enough creep to do this without Nidus Worm. Obviously, throwing from here into this base is massive. You could throw from the back over there as well. Get a Nidus Worm over here. That can be massive. You might just try and push this creep a bit further forward. It's not a bad playstyle. There are 6 queens out. You have to bring 4 to the front to make sure he overwhelms the oracles. Then again, the oracles are damaged. Never mind. 3 queens is enough. Wants to hide the swarm hosts. Wants to hide them. Oh, herO gets a glimpse. I don't know if he noticed that. It was barely a glimpse. It didn't look like he was paying attention. Let's go to herO's vision. See if he shows any sign of a reaction. No, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. He would have moved out to intercept already. He's moving out now, but I don't think he knows about the swarm hosts. Now he sees it. Okay, we're on herO's vision, and you can see he's like, whoa, okay. Now, he's going to try and come back. Stasis trap sometimes can be good. But instead, he's jumping in the middle. Zealot Immortal Storm trying to push back the Roaches. That's going to be a dead Nexus, I believe. The Locust not targeting the Nexus, though, because Serral's busy microing his Roaches in the middle of the map. He wants to get the High Templar. Does eat some Storms. The Lings trying to get the High Templar. Is he able to get any of them? Not quite. Storms do scare him back for now. Zealot's on the right side on Serral's 4th base. He's got Queens and Swarm Hosts on the front. Did he replace his creep? Well, a little bit of it, but not all of it. 12 probes ended up going down. The Nexus did survive. I still think that was a good first wave, just not an amazing first wave. And oh, he built an extra Oracle and it goes down. That's awkward. It's going to lose that. Zealot's fighting against Roaches down here. The Roaches are in great enough numbers. That should be a good fight there. Sorry, accidental scoreboard flip there. Locust coming in. Nice Storm. With the Oracles and the Archon and the Zealot, he cleans up the next wave. Complete shutdown on the next wave. Great play. But Roaches come in. They grab one Archon. They grab one Immortal. High value target sniping. And oh, counter Storm drop. Who even thinks to do that? Most Protoss players are purely focused on controlling their side of the map in this scenario. Not herO. Goes for a Storm drop. Gets 7 drones. Very well played. Trying to move forward. He wants to defend this next wave. You got to be careful about the Roaches, the Ravagers, and the Locusts all engaging at one. There's no creep here, which is the scariest part. The Queen's off creep so far. He's now dropping creep, which will allow these Queens to transfuse the Roaches, but he's got to avoid these Storms. These Storms last for a very long time. Locust trying to come in. Here comes the Roach Ravager. Is he just going to commit? No, he goes past. I think that's the right call with the Locusts. herO wants him to throw the Locusts here. Then herO can disengage and get back. But if you go for the heart of his economy, that's where the real damage could happen. He gets in the mineral line. Hold position would be great, because then he's going to kill the probes as well. And indeed, he gets really big damage. But Zealot counter on the right side. Going to potentially kill his 4th base if Serral doesn't watch out. Got some creep spread here as well. He's going to pull back a little bit. He's got 10 Swarm Hosts. It's Mass Roach off of 65 drones. There's not a big transition here for Serral. And with Storm Immortal Arc on a very good army, and now Serral being set back to 3 base, it feels not too bad. Serral's going to go for a Hive. rebuilds a fourth, makes a Hydra, and he's thinking about that Lurker transition. Ooh, good storms. Good storms there. A couple of Templar do go down, though it's not free. I like this Locust Wave sneaking over there. A bit dangerous. Serral gets away with it. The more creep he keeps on the front, the better. But he's got to be careful. His army, if he gets trapped against this, he's in a bad spot. Serral needs to kite with this army. He cannot stand and swing. And that third base will be going down. That's unfortunate. herO did such a good job of protecting. But oh my gosh, Serral with an uncharacteristic misclick. Not even a misclick. He just forgot. He sent his Locusts to rotate, his Swarmos to rotate, moves them through the enemy army. A disastrous move for Serral. He still might be able to hold this attack and win the game, though. The Biles are lovely. He does need a bit of a Psy Storm there. The Archons getting very damaged. Serral needs more room to micro. He can't lose his Ravages. He's got 20 Roaches about to pop out, but a lot of his Biles are missing the mark right now. And look at that Immortal Archon count. They are on top of the rally now, which makes this so awkward for Zerg. I think it's still good enough, though, because he's got the numbers. He gets in there. One Immortal goes down. If those Immortals are inside the prism, they are not shooting, which means, yes, indeed, this is a cleanup for Serral. He's on 64 drones to 60. Third base never rebuilt. herO's about to tap out, I think. He's going to try and now rebuild some probes, but he just lost an Immortal across the gap. He's still not rebuilt his third. He's going to plonk it down now. But of course, the main half mined out, the natural half mining out now at the 11:30 mark. This is a very good game for Serral. That Swarm Host miss path there, I guarantee you he's super mad. He has one Swarm Host left. He is going to be so disappointed with himself for that mistake. Despite that, catches the High Templar in the open. Gonna have to at least use all the storms just to protect themselves. Surprised Serral didn't move on top and focus a few more of those down. Sacrifice 10-15 Roaches for the High Templar. Serral trying to play a little more patiently. Serral, of course, being Serral. If herO brings it back from here against the GOAT, that would be a sight to be seen, guys. But he's got High Templar with 0 support. So it's Storm and Probes and a single cannon. Yeah, I think that GG's coming in any moment now. The Zealots are getting cleaned up on the other side, as is the Prism. The Roach Ravager pushing in. Serral on 69 workers. He's got the fourth base fully mining. Hive is now up as well, keep in mind. Oh no, he actually cancelled his Hive. Never mind. Cancelled his Hive and his Hydra Den when he was getting pushed. He realized he needed every single dollar in Roach Ravager to make sure he survived. Six Zealots warping in. The two Locusts just sieging constantly from this Swarm Host down there is hilarious. Almost got a Zealot as well. Hey, borrows the Roaches to heal them. Look at the regen rate, guys. Roaches regen really fast, man. I always forget just how fast it is. Queen and Roaches still defending the main. And herO is finally going to tap out there. Serral with a Swarmo style on Verdant Temple. Love to see maps like this bringing out different strategies from the players. Just a reminder, we really should have more ambitious map pools. Verdant Temple, an awesome map there. And Serral does take the game. Alright guys, it's going to be 10,000 feet from map 2. herO now in the top left side of the map. Serral in the bottom right. Serral up one game. And bringing out the Swarmos on the perfect map for it. Really good understanding of map design to realize how good Swarmos were going to be in that forward position. Protoss has to go all the way out to their third and around a corner to defend that position. Whereas it's so accessible for Zerg. It's kind of like if Protoss takes this third on this map, Swarm Hosts are really good as well. It's really hard to go around to defend it, whereas the Zerg army can go either way or just throw Locusts from the middle. I used to always take the third up the middle, but I think a lot of Protoss players take it over here now because of that threat. Now, this is a no scout build again, is it? It looks like, yeah, no scout. herO being a greedy boy. He's been mixing those in all the matchups today. Hatch gas pool for Serral. Solid, standard. Now, normally you go for a Nexus on 20 and then a Cybercore on 20. So you'll see that he's not got any more probes queued up, only the one. Nexus goes down, mines 5 minerals because he doesn't quite have the 150 for the Cybercore just yet. So we might as well grab 5 minerals while he's waiting. And that Cybercore goes down. Oh, wake up. herO, what are we looking at? Cybercore a couple seconds late. Must have been fiddling with his workers in his main, trying to double them up or something. And then he goes for that 21 second gas, 22 second pylon, which he'll chuck down here in a moment. Beautiful. Well timed. Perfect build. Now, of course, herO likes to pull off minerals onto gas early with these gas first builds. He actually mines more gas than you really need, though he can use it in the future. But you can see he's going to be able to instantly drop a Stargate upon his Cybercore finishing, whereas normally you have to wait a little bit, especially if you want to go Adept. Sometimes he likes to go Stalker first off this opening, even though most players prefer to go Adept Stalker, because he can basically get the Stalker out, deny the Overlord. He sometimes can run forward and snipe your Overlord on your side of the map, and then quickly run the Stalker home. Use the Oracle to spot the pillar and kill this Overlord as well. It's a bit of a reach, but occasionally you'll see a top Lotus player try this. Trying it against Serral is kind of the reach of all reaches. But he's gonna do it. Oh yeah, he's gonna see. He's like, all right, I see this Overlord on the left. You should go directly for it. Yeah. Serral only built 2 Zerglings. He gets the Overlord, that's huge. There's no pillar nearby. Gonna have to sacrifice some Zerglings to save this. Phoenix is on the way first. It's a first Phoenix build. Wow, okay, he's gonna go for the most cheap unit that can pick off an Overlord. Dude, look at that. He gets the Overlord. Slick. People do this to me in my games, and I'm like, why does this never happen to pros? Am I that bad? Am my timings that off? It makes me feel very vindicated to see Serral lose an Overlord to an early Stalker. And then look, the Phoenix. It's the cheapest unit you can get to go hunt down the Overlord. This is going to put Serral completely in the dark. The famous 46 supply block, only there for about 3 seconds. It wasn't a big supply block. Second gateway in the wall off. And Serral has no idea what's happening. Twilight Council comes in after Phoenix and 1 Oracle. This is probably Glaive Adepts. I can't imagine this being anything else. That early of a Twilight Council, you're delaying your second Oracle. Now, usually it's very easy to tell these builds because you're like, oh, you only built 1 Oracle. But because he's already denied your scouting with the Phoenix, you have less vision than normal. It's hard to realize what's going on. And look at that. The Phoenix comes in first, picks up one of these queens so that there's less anti-air firepower. Oracle grabs 3 drones, 4 drones. Oh, what a nice first move. The Phoenix enabling that Oracle to get damage. He doesn't even build a second Oracle, by the way. Just straight Glaive Adepts. Resonating Glaives, 4 gateways. It's going to send 2 Adepts forward. Try to keep the pressure up a little bit dynamically. Just make it hard for Serral to get fully established. Serral's rushing his lair. Very quick lair considering the spot he's in. He's up in workers. Serral just has very little map vision, and that's what's worrying. These Adepts coming in. There's a Phoenix in the middle of the map. These Adepts are going out to hunt that Zergling as well. Yeah, he's really hunting Serral's map vision right now. This is brilliant play. He's not fighting to do damage. He's fighting to deny vision. Serral just keeps having to send new Zerglings across the map to see what's going on. He's going for a Baneling Nest. This is a Hydra Bane build. Baneling Nest is excellent for defending Resonating Glaives, but you need to realize it's coming and actually morph those Banelings. Fake Stalker Warpins. Fake Stalker Warpins and a Fake Gas. And the moment the Zergling's dead, he warps in more Adepts, brings out the Adepts he's been hiding in his base. Oh, Serral needs to build more Zerglings, but he has no idea. If these Adepts go out the left side, this could be a disaster. And I think they are going to go out the left side. The Zergling's going to come in. He's going to say, oh, you've moved out. Stalkers are there, though. The Stalker's selling the story. 10 more drones come in. Serral has been sold a lie, guys. And there are 12 Adepts that are about to come across this map and ruin his day. If he had any idea he could make Banelings and be fine, he has no idea. Serral stumbles into the Adepts, and his Lings are in completely the wrong position to make Banelings. This is a disaster. The Finnish player trying to do an emergency wall off. This wall is not very effective. He does not get up in time. The Glaive Adepts coming in. They attack 45% faster than the normal Adept. They do significant amount of damage, even to those Queens, even those non-light units. And they are going to take out a ton of drones and Lings. You can already see the drones being pulled here. I think they were pulled preemptively to run away from the shade. But that means there's 2 bases not mining right now. The Adepts are doing insane damage. Blink's on the way, more probes behind it. It's not an all-in. It's a heavy pressure build, guys. And yet it is doing crazy damage. There are 3 bases not mining right now. Finally, the main gets back to mining. But look at that. He recalled the Adepts out of the natural. The 3rd base is not mining. Finally, Serral trying to fix the mining on his natural. And these Adepts are going to shade away as well, making it really hard to deal with this. The Oracle can chase you down. Now he's got Stalkers on the front as well. herO is a psycho. Who attacks on creep right now? herO does. He knows he's got Serral on the ropes. He doesn't want to give him room to recover. He doesn't really want to force a fight now. He just wants to make Serral uncomfortable keep him making Ling Bane, stop him from macroing, and if there's an opportunity, maybe, just maybe, he will force the fight. Some Banelings detonated there to take out the first Stasis Trap. Oracle is going to go down if he's not careful, as well the Phoenix. herO should save those units, but him and his nature to F2 are hard to resist. He shades in a huge mistake there for herO, throws his units away. herO's vibing right now. He's excited. He's having fun. But he did just throw his Adepts away for very low value, and that's exactly what Serral needed to stabilize. Serral now gets out some Hydras, gets the movement speed upgrade, and heaves a sigh of relief, because if those Adepts were still on the front, it'd be a much more dangerous situation. herO's going to do the Zaun build. He's going to go Fleet Beacon into 4th Nexus. So you might be wondering, what is the Zaun build? It's where you rush a mothership because it wrecks Hydras. It's so good against Hydra Ling Bane. The cloaking field, its tankiness, its ability to shoot down 4 Hydras and masses of Zerglings at a time. It's really good for defending a Hydra Ling Bane attack, but really get there in time. The Stalker's getting overwhelmed. herO maybe got too excited on the map, and now he is paying a big price for it. Serral coming across here. herO has a massive 10-worker advantage, but his army is getting kind of smashed through. He's got to restabilize, calm down, and get back on top of things. Lings are going to go to the right side. Serral does not have melee, but he could surround and click that Nexus. Hydra's getting jumped on though. Oh, Serral went too deep. He will at least focus down one Stalker to get some value there. And he kills the 4th Nexus. No cancel. Messy and scrappy and sloppy game on both sides. Those Hydras overcommitted. Losing them was tragic for Serral. But losing the 4th Nexus is a disaster for the Protoss player as well. He needs 400 minerals. He's got to start that mothership. He starts the Nexus, but where is the mothership? There we go. 400 minerals, 400 gas. She takes a minute and a half to build. A chrono boost will knock 10 seconds off her. So every chrono is going to knock 10 seconds off her build time. Probably ends up building her in just over a minute. 2 or 3 chronos. Hey guys, has anyone ever watched StarCraft 2 in grayscale? I have this in black and white mode right now. What? Why? Mirror matchups are going to be a nightmare. You're going to be like, whose units are whose? I prefer sepia myself. Yeah, I watch in all the Instagram filters. For sure. Still no Storm. Keep in mind, guys, herO had a big period of getting bullied by a lot of Zergs where he refused to make Psystorm. I thought the style was terrible, but against Serral, maybe it makes sense. Have more of a fighting army, a more mobile army. Don't rely on Psystorms because Serral's not going to let you land them anyway. Against the Shins and Rogues of this world, I think it was a huge misstep and it lost him a lot of series. But here, he's going straight Mothership Tempest, the right idea against Serral. Well, Serral's fighting his heart out. Only 71 workers, but the Hydras keep getting good trades. He's got +1 range. Both of those Hydra utility upgrades, the movement speed and the range, are in as well. He's also got +1 melee coming in. Serral's not got much of a follow-up, though. It feels like he's a bit too contained. Like, if half of his army was roaming this left side, half of his army was roaming the right, it'd be different, but he's kind of forced into, like, a defensive front-on position, and morphing heavy Baneling against Stalker Tempest Mothership just doesn't feel like it's the play. It feels like he needs Aspire and Corruptors as soon as possible. Here comes the Cloaking Field. He doesn't have detection, so he's got to pull away. He's got an Overseer coming forward. Here comes the Time Warp, though. Is he overcommitting to this fight? Serral or herO? I don't really know. The Stalkers, they do take care of the Overseer. He then blinks back into the Cloaking Field. Serral, only one Overseer. And the power of the surprise Cloaking Field is so ridiculous, man. You don't see it coming and he snipes your detection. It's just, you can't hit those Stalkers, but the Stalkers are heavily damaged. He doesn't have enough Hydras to kill the Mothership, I don't think. And look at that, the Stalkers blink forward to protect her. Mama comes forward, the Hydras go down. And herO gonna waltz over Serral there. That Resonating Glaives attack so well disguised. The fake Stalkers really selling the story. herO ties up the series. Alright, guys. herO in the bottom right side of the map. Serral in the top left. It's been a long day casting, so I just took a quick lunch break there. Just a mini lunch break. As this series could go for a while. The moment it's tied up 1-1, I'm like, okay, we're in for the long haul. This ain't gonna end suddenly. And we are gonna see a Nexus first for herO. It's X-Arch, giant 4-player map, no spawn restrictions. And this is a, oh my, gas pool for Serral. I think Serral might be expecting something cheeky out of herO, like a Nexus First or maybe a proxy 4-gate, and this kind of obviously keeps you safe against someone who proxies 3-4 gateways in the middle of the map. It also, yeah, it also could turn into an all-in of your own, depending on what you see. Unfortunately for him, it's cross map, so he's not going to get any early warning as the Ursidon walks around here. I feel like there should be ambient sound effects for this. To be fair, maybe there is, but I'm pretty sure I've turned them off because there was maps where I'd just hear like water trickling or like weird wind noises, or there'd be like birds like... Anyone who's watched Age of Empires, I think, knows about weird animal noises and how off-putting they can be. You know, there's only so many times you can spawn with turkeys in your base at the start, and then you're just like, okay, I could do without the first 15 minutes of the game just being turkeys gobbling in my ear. You're just like, okay, this is actually annoying. It is kind of fun though. I do like it sometimes, bit of atmosphere. Angry Gamer, thank you for the sub. Has Pig not seen this? I do know the result, full disclosure, but I have not seen any of the games, and I'm very glad to have no idea what the map order is, what the strategies are. And I try to cast out of my mind any results that I've been spoiled on anyway. I'm very good at basically sectioning off part of my brains. It's part of something that, you know, I think it's a very good trait. A lot of men, we've been taught from a young age to shut down our feelings and lock them away. And if something bothers you, don't think about it. And I apply that well in my StarCraft commentary because, oh my gosh. Well, let's stop making jokes about being good at shutting my brain down. Guys, Serral's all in. He's going to mine open the back door. He's like, you see, you're going to wall off the front. Little does he know, there is no frontal wall off. He thinks hero's relying on a frontal wall off. It's herO. He didn't even wall off his base because he's a drunk psychopath. Serral is going to trade minerals for gas here, guys. The way you do this is you got to shift click. You got to shift click the guy to mine minerals, hop into the gas, which deletes the minerals from your hands, go back, mine minerals, that deletes the gas, and so on and so forth. But he gets spotted. Oh, herO checks for it. herO checks for it. Serral's not going to do it, but it doesn't matter because he can just run in the front. herO, you absolute gronk, doesn't even wall off his base on a 4-player map. The mad lad goes for the greediest build he can. Zerglings not getting the best fight on those 2 adepts up north, but they do surround one of the adepts down here. The other adepts are going to shade away. The probes all get isolated. Good damage. But herO will be able to hold on the ramp. That's pretty impactful. The battery will get depowered, though. Still a massive Lings coming across this map. 18 more in production. Is this going to be able to take down herO? It's an all-in. The Lings are here. Battery has been depowered, but there's an Oracle about to pop, and that shuts this down. The moment the Oracle's out, I'd say this is pretty much over with energy recharge on that bad boy. Lings trying to split from both sides. Serral sees the Oracle. He agrees. He knows there's a very low chance there, and he does tap out. Now, I'd love to see Serral stay in a game like that. It's a cute all-in idea, but funnily enough, the Nexus First actually played out really well against this. The thing that happens with Nexus First is if you get hit really early, it's worse. But if you don't get hit immediately at the start, this is a way better build. You might be wondering, well, why? Think about it, guys. If he did a normal 1-gate expand, he'd only have 1 gate. He started the 2nd gate at a minute 40. Because that helps cover you against being greedy, number 1. And then, like, I don't think this was a reaction, was it? Let's check. No, he built the 2nd gate before seeing what was happening. And then he comes in, sees that you've mined 100 gas, and he's like, oh, okay. Good thing I did that, you know? But he was already planning to go for probably 2 adept pressure is a good way to pressure off of this. So you actually end up further ahead because this doesn't hit that early. If it was a 12 pool, drone pool, something like that, Nexus First just dies. But against these later all-ins, especially with the fancy extra step that Serral did of trying to mine this out, and it actually works out really well. Hats off to herO for scouting this, holds the all-in, and goes up 2-1. Alright guys, he's up 2-1 now. herO in the top right side here of BlackRock. Unfortunately, they were using the ladder edition, not the tournament edition, so it is overly bright. I apologize for that, guys. Avex has already fixed those settings in the tournament edition, the TE version of BlackRock. But this is the one on ladder. So unfortunately, this is the one we're stuck with for the moment. I think Serral could have ran around in circles. You never know if herO is going to make a big misstep there. Could have maybe picked some things off, tried to get the Nexus on the natural. while Ling's running circles in the main. Would have liked to see him stay in there and fight it out, but it was unlikely he was going to bring it back from there. I think he kind of just figured, hey, this is not the case we were looking for. And once again, herO not scouting. Now, this is going to be very greedy if he does this again in the game after this. This is game 4. If he does this in game 5, that's kind of insano mode. Serral will all in you. He will eventually 12 pull, drone pull, if you if you keep doing this. Guys, why does it say sheep question mark? Wait, what? That's a picture of a friggin'... It's like, what is that thing called? That's one of the other critters. Sheep question mark. I've never clicked on one of these from the new version. What the hell? It looks like a ram. No, but look at the picture down here. It's one of the alien critters. It's one of the StarCraft-specific alien critters on this little display in the bottom right. That's bizarre. I forget what that guy's called. Of course, I was thinking, because it's a Warcraft-themed map, it was meant to be like a polymorphed grunt or something like that. You'll see they did remove the grunts, because those are custom assets, guys. There are now Tauren Marines here. Unfortunately, it also looks like we've got some floating sticks here, so I believe... Oh, did the custom... One of the custom assets there must have been removed, but the sticks above it didn't get removed. Oh my. How's that been? Like, I didn't know. This is my first time zooming in on it that much since we... Oh yeah, here as well. There's also one there. How bizarre. The Tauren Marine is already in the editor, guys. It's not part of the custom assets like the other one is. Proxy Stargate comes out. Interesting. I mean, that will get the Oracle across the map a little bit quicker, but it's very hard to defend this. And you are blocking your own minerals later on. You'll have to clear these buildings potentially in the late game. Of course, you got watchtowers here as well, guys. Orc watchtowers hanging around the map. Will be an Oracle very early. Serral's gone Ling speed. Only 2 Zerglings so far. Very efficient build on both sides as that first Oracle gets chrono boosted. Extra pylon up in the main after starting the Oracle. That'll stop you from getting 46 supply blocked, at least not for long. 2 Adepts coming through the middle. In this matchup, I doubt we see anyone use these ledges, but keep in mind you can burrow lurkers or tanks up on those ledges, guys. Those wooden platforms on this map. More important if there's a Terran versus Zerg, but it's very rare. Adepts shading in behind. They're going to take out 1 drone. Can they take out 2? Yes, they can. Ling's getting a pretty decent wraparound, and the Adepts will get 1 more drone before Serral cleans it up. But the Oracle, ooh, flies in, and the Spore Crawler so early. Serral all over this opening. That Spore timing was so safe. herO thought, oh, my Oracle's going to be like 5-10 seconds earlier. Your Spore won't be ready. Serral. Very early timing on that, and he is totally fine. Zergling hangs out here. There's a little sight blocker on this base. I do like this kind of weirdly angled sight blocker. It used to be a full cage. It looks like Avex removed one side of it eventually. Sight blockers all over this map that create some really weird areas. You got to be very careful with how you engage. Queens will push the Oracle away. Meanwhile, Oracle's going to try and defend this Stargate. He's already got 3 Oracles out. I don't think he cares. I think the Stargate can go down now. Serral will be able to get that with a minimal commitment. 45 drones to 42. Twilight Council's coming up. Forge as well. 3 Oracles already out. I would normally think this is a charge build, and with the Robo coming down, it is. I was going to actually say I think it's Blink though, but now with the Robo so early, it's got to be charge, right? Unless he's going Blink Colossus. Charge does queue up. It's a point of proxy Stargate. Same as always. He was hoping to hit a bit earlier. Normally you'd build it down here though. Normally you'd build it a bit closer, and then maybe it would have been close enough to get there before the Spore, but Serral with a very safe Spore timing. Not really caring. Got a little Tauren campfire down there, guys. Looks like they got I think there's a sheep on the fire that they're cooking there. Cooking themselves some dinners. Hydroden and Evo Chamber already on the way. Oh, I don't know about this for herO. Feels like he's not going to be able to get a charge Archon timing ready. And if Serral stays ahead on workers like he is right now, he could really snowball this. Nice transfuse. Spore Crawler. Okay, one queen goes down. Good micro by herO. herO bullying. These queens can't really contest the open map now that they're damaged. Whereas the Oracle shields will regen faster than these queens will. herO will finally back away. But I think if Serral just pumps Hydras now, 66 workers, he's in a pretty good spot. The question I have is, where's his Baneling Nest? Surely he's not going to go Infestation Pit. Or is he going to do a pure Hydra Ling timing, maybe? Just past 6 minutes. It's still early days. Lings are clearing the Stargate. Storm and 6 gases are on the way. 4 gateways already transformed here. Serral, no sign of what his next step is. He's gone 72 drones, so he is droning his 4th base already. Only a little bit. That's still going to help him out. It does feel like Serral's had such a smooth opening, and for me, the only fear I would have if I was blatantly cheering for Serral here is, okay, 10 more drones. I mean, that does mean there could be a storm timing, but yeah. Even then, it's as long as he has Banelings, he'll crush any storm timing. It's just no Baneling Nest, no Infestation Pit, kind of pigeonholes Serral a little bit in terms of what he can do now. Like, he's floating money, he's building even more drones, so what's he going to spend 86 drones of economy on? Unless he's going pure Hydralisk off like 5 hatchery, which is not something he's doing. Oh my god, he is! Overlord speed, he's going to mass Hydra Ling drop. He's going to drop like 20 Hydras in the main. And he's going to attack with a ton of Hydras on the left at the same time. Wow! Okay, Serral, calm down, buddy. That is crazy. This is going to be a mass Hydralisk build. Wow. Okay, this is very cool, very cool. Now, he's lost 2 Oracles, so that is very expensive. There's a Zealot drop down the left side. Lots of Storm Energy gathering. Those 5 Dropper Lords we were talking about are being made. Oh, another Oracle! herO! Oh, that really hurts, man. Oh my god, there's pigeons pecking at this cow corpse over here. Oh gosh, or ravens, I should say, rather than pigeons, right? Ling's in the middle. See the High Templar move out. Serral has 24 Hydras. If you move out, you get surrounded by his army. This is amazing for Serral. All Serral needs to do is loop around and hit this army from 2 sides, and it's game over. But Serral is fighting front on. He should not be showing these Hydras. herO's making a game-ending mistake. Never interrupt your opponent when they're making a crucial mistake. But Serral shows him the mass Hydra. And of course, herO's not going to push into that. herO's still on this side of the map. This is still a game-losing push for herO. If Serral wraps around it, Serral, he's not wrapping around it. I've got to question this positioning for Serral. Storms are good against him, but coming from 2 sides, Storms won't work out. Group Spine's not quite done. It feels like you've got an army advantage. Banelings would be amazing. He doesn't have them. But where the Hydras are all clumping up from one side again. He doesn't want to get overwhelmed by the Zealots. Okay, I can understand that. If you flank, you know, and one side gets overwhelmed by 20, 30 Zealots, it's a real problem. But now he has to do it delayed. There's so many Storms. 7 drones going down. The 4th base in trouble. He's got to clean this army up. Hydras are going to intercept his Immortal Rally. But that means they're not coming in from behind this army the way they should be. There we go. Now he comes in from behind, but is enough Hydras to deal with the Zealots. The Storm's so good at zoning. herO, if he can get out of here with that 4th base snipe, this is going to be amazing. Serral had so much money, but he's lost his 4th base. All the Storms are being cleaned up. The Hydras eat way more Storm damage than they should, and herO, with a 3-base Storm timing, just overwhelms the lack of Banelings. This has been a real problem for Serral in the past. It's the same way Classic got him last year. Remember, Classic beat Serral multiple times last year. It was Storm timing attacks, something Europeans almost never do. You don't get a lot of practice against that on the European ladder because Storm is normally not the best offensive spell. But if you completely skip on Banelings, it's much more powerful for the Protoss. Even slow Banelings would have helped him out massively to help clear the Zealots, force the Storms out early, and just allow you so much more maneuverability with that Hydraling Bane army. But with just pure Hydra, Serral does get taken out just before he was about to move across the map and start mass dropping the Protoss. And this is going to be a really nice move. Another base gets sniped here. Too many Storms, man. There's so many Storms. herO, he's just kind of overlapping them a lot. He's not even using them with a lot of finesse. He doesn't care. He's got so much Immortal Archon. It does look like he's maybe overextending. The Zealot Warpin, can it save the day? The Immortals and the Archons are starting to drop, but that Zealot Warpin absolutely saves the day. It's going to be a game-winning push. The Hydra line starting to get broken here. I do wonder if Serral could have surrounded the push initially. I really do wonder. It felt like he had so many Hydras and he was so ready to fight. I kind of feel like if he split and came from two sides, he could have wrecked him. It does feel that way, but I could be wrong. We'll have to go check the numbers in the replay and do a little analysis. The Hydra's now getting pushed back, and you can see how scary those Zealots are, because anytime they find a flank of Hydras, they just dive on it. The Hydras, without any Banes guarding them, can't do much. Mothership's on the way as well. And this is just a brilliant game for herO. This was a 3-base all-in, guys. No 4th base. He did not have a lot of follow-through. And it's definitely the sort of game where Serral could have played with a little bit more safety and taken his time. But he was thinking about, how do I kill my opponent? He wasn't thinking about being defensive. You can see there's a ledge here where a siege tank used to be with rocks on it. I think that's Avex saying, players, remember, there are pillars on these maps you can siege tanks on. Look, there's even a wreck of one showing you that the battle before your game started, someone put a siege tank on one of these ledges before rocks collapsed on it. Nice move. Nice move for herO, guys. Really well played. 3-base storm timing, very decisive. All right, guys, let's go back to this stage. You're up 60 supply. You've got 27 Hydras against 3 Immortals, 6 Zealots, 7 High Templar. No, 100%. If he flanked around with half of his army, I think this is game over. Because the earlier you start hitting him from 2 sides, the more he has to throw storms. But once he's able to get a bunch more Archons and Zealots on the front, and there's more Immortals and there's more supporting units, the storms also grow in power. But the fact that he's already at your base at this point, I feel like he's kind of giving you a nice, easy target almost. And I think Serral was a little too slow to get out there and proactively jump on it. And then you can kind of see these High Templar gain power, I feel like, with every new round of Zealot Archon that joins with them. Serral's micro may be a little off as well. Could have dodged the storms a bit better, but you can see here, having even a few slow banes in there would just wreck the Zealots. Could pull back on both sides. And those other Hydras should already be coming in from here. But he's a bit too slow on it, a bit too defensive, a bit too one-directional. Felt like Serral was just kind of shocked. It's like he expected to be the guy who was going first and being aggressive, because he saw, oh, 6 gases. 6 gases normally means macro. Protoss will be taking a 4th base, and then I'm mass dropping him and attacking him from all sides, and I swarm over him. But nope. herO just did a very high-tech timing push with mass storm, and it worked really well. Great game, and that's a 3-1 advantage. All right, guys, he's 1 game away from that ladder reset, or that bracket reset, I should say. Ladder reset. Well, it's a big ladder. Taking down Serral 4-1 would be a massive victory for herO. Serral feeling the heat now, feeling the pressure, and I mean, looking at that post game afterwards, 100%. He could have surrounded that army with Hydras, and I think it's probably a pretty decisive win, but gave herO a bit too much respect. herO gets away with murder, as he so often does. And now here, Game 5, Serral has to go take his 3rd base because his natural is blocked. So it's going to be a 17 hatchery on the 3rd base. Of course, it's very sweaty there, guys. Keep in mind, very sweaty in Paris. Big heat wave while this is being played. And it's that sauna practice, I think, does favor Serral in that regard. We'll see how well herO can hold up. It does get hotter generally in the summer in Korea than it does in Finland. We have some pretty big extremes on both sides in terms of cold and heat in Seoul. Alright, so we've got hatch gas pool, probes just baiting you to attack him. I mean, just attack him. It's so crazy not to. Letting him live rent-free in the middle of your mineral line without even sending a single drone to attack him is crazy. I would have killed this probe 3 times by now. But Serral's like, I refuse to take the bait. He's trying to bait me. I don't want to waste efficiency. And I'm like, mate, he's inside your mineral line pretending to be one of your drones. Like, just, you got to stand on business sometimes, guys. You can't just let herO do this to you, man. The number of times I've killed herO's probe, guys, when I've played him in weekly tournaments is hilarious. I like almost always get to kill his probe. It's actually quite funny. He's used to playing these top pros who are too afraid to lose 10 minerals. Me? Dude, I'll spend 100 minerals killing your probe. I don't care. How dare you? Look at this. Someone walks in my base, picks up a $2 coin off my coffee table, and then walks out of my apartment. I'm chasing them down. I'm tackling him, man. I'm getting that $2 back. How dare you? Friggin' gotta get some respect, brother. Depth getting chronoed on this side. Stargate on the way. Chrono's 1 Adept. I think he'll probably Chrono 2. Serral finds the probe. He goes for the pylon block, trying to be annoying, but 4 Zerglings, there's no point committing here. Once you know there's 4 Zerglings, you know you're not going to be able to significantly block the hatchery. herO just hanging around because he's trying to be a nuisance, but he won't be able to. Second Adept did not get chronoed, so only the single Adept chronoed. Tipping the baker, as Petite Drogo would call it. The single chronoed Adept. He's going to go up into the main base. Oh, thank you so much, Viliath. I appreciate the biddies. Used to watching on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. You can watch this live on YouTube as well, actually, on our main channel. But, yeah. We'll be up on PiG casts later. Hello, YouTube viewers. Hope you're having a great day. This is a big map. This is a good map for late game. Serral's pretty damn good at late game. These edge bases are really hard to defend. Wonder if Serral goes mutas or something. He might just turtle up to late game now. After getting surprised in the last one. I think he easily could have played it. The same build. Just having a Baneley Nest, even without Bane Speed, changes everything. Or moving those Hydras out and getting this around. It's such a good macro opening for Serral in the last game. These Adepts shading in. They find 2 drones. Ooh, gets a 3rd. Oh, yes, he will. Gets 4. That's crazy. 3 drones, not too bad. Oracle pivots left. So only 2 queens available. So the Oracle could dive and kill 2 or 3 drones. We'll just take damage doing it. Nicely done. 6 drones in total for 2 Adepts and a bit of damage on the Oracle. There is no doubt happy with that. But the Lings, they're going to come forwards. There is an Adept in the wall off. And Oracle at the 3rd base. Target the pylon. And the moment that Oracle comes over, you just run away. Oracle turns its laser beam off. Serral is distracted. Otherwise, he would have noticed and gone straight back in. You can see the Adepts warping in. So total of 6 drones, but that Oracle deep in the red. Is there a Spore on the natural? Not yet. Serral feels like there's not much immediate follow-up threat, so he's skipping on the Spores. Only 1 Spore in the main. Playing a Polish Gambit here. The Polish Gambit, guys, is where you skip Spore Crawlers and hope that the extra minerals you get from building more drones, not sacrificing drones to build spores, outpaces the amount of extra damage you take from not building the requisite anti-air. You know what? He's delayed him well enough. I think he got some good value. Now the spores are up. He's still got 3 queens in the one base that doesn't have a Spore Crawler. Ah, the queen does stray too far from the spore. Bit of a mistake there for Serral. But he's got a lair on the way. Roach Warren is up. And his Overlord scouting. Sees a few of these Stalkers warping in. I believe we're going to see charge yet again, though. Twilight Council hasn't actually done anything yet. Overlord goes down above the natural. And this tells us that I think herO thinks he started an upgrade on that Twilight. Oh, God. Please don't chuck a Zest and realize as your attack's moving in that you forgot charge. We've all done that before. I believe herO lost the final game of a finals in a weekly cup about a month ago doing just that PVT. Should have been crushing an attack from Beyond. Realized he didn't have charge. Went to ambush Beyond's tank push with 12 slow zealots. Let's just say it was an interesting battle. Slow zealots and slow zerglings. Kind of like non-stim marines up there with units that are not worth anything past the very beginning of the game. Zerglings running in, still no charge or blink. He's not realized. Of course, he's only really making High Templar and a few Stalkers for now, so you could argue it's not even important. The only worry is that he doesn't notice, and if he doesn't notice, then he won't correct it. Even though adding it now, after getting all your Storm and everything, is fine. Just got to realize at some point. But I think he's going to warp in his first round of Zealots in about a minute. Start moving them somewhere at some point after that, and you'll suddenly see herO jump back to his Twilight and start up the charge upgrade. There we go. Charge is on the way now. No, it's fine. That's going to be ready for any serious interaction. Serral is playing the exact same build that he just played on Blackrock. What in the world? Serral says, I screwed up. It should have worked. I'm going to do it this time. Fleet Beacon once again for herO. herO's going to play the trap, the Zound style, the Mothership. So it's going to be Blink Stalkers into Mothership. This time, it is Storm first with no Blink, though, actually. So it's not that Zound style. So he's just rushed Storm and Mothership before 4th base. Okay, so herO basically has read this. He's like, Serral has no confidence in late game. He's going to try and kill me. He doesn't want to play late game against me. If I just get to Mothership Storm, I can take a really late 4th and 5th base. As long as I don't die, I'm fine. It's not a bad call. We will see the Overlords moving out in the near future. Serral's got some Lings active. The Overlord's moving to the right side. Surely you want to be dropping the left, not the right. I can't imagine. Well, actually, maybe he is going to attack main army on the left and then drop up here? I feel like in that scenario, you might as well just attack on the ground. Overlords all coming forwards. Oracle pulls back. Guys, what is Serral doing right now? He's moving Overlords forward like just for vision. He's massing Hydras. He's got that Baneling Nest. He's worried about the 3-base storm timing because he doesn't see a 4th. Oh, he was waiting for a 4th base. He was like, I can't attack a 3-base Protoss. I need to wait for there to be a 4th. Now he sees the 4th. He's massing Hydras. He's massing Lings. He's going to go forwards on both sides. But instead of using drops, he's just going to do a basic mass Hydra Ling attack. He needs the Banelings. Even the slow Banes will help so much against the Zealots. Good storm. Serral pulls back. Should break these rocks while he's waiting. Breaking those rocks is really nice for coming in from multiple sides. Then again, it does stop the Protoss reinforcing between their bases. 2 full energy High Templar walk into the Hydras and die. Disaster for herO as he's distracted on the left side. The Hydra Ling coming in from both angles. He's got a lot of Archons and Zealots that are going to jump on top. Those Hydras on the right side need to get out of there. They will be going down to that massive Zealot Archon. Can he take advantage by attacking on the left at the same time? It looks like no. The Stasis Trap freezes 3 Hydras. The Hydra Ling there getting defended. There's just so much Storm and Zealots here off of the 3 bases. No money wasted on Mass Blink Stalkers. And this is so hard to deal with this amount of Zealots. You need Banelings mixed in as well. And Serral going for a pure Hydra Ling all in. You can tell in his practice games this worked really well. Skimp on the Banelings, and the Roaches just go pure Hydras and have enough numbers to surround. But I don't think he's practiced this against a Protoss who sits on 3 base and makes a massive army before moving to the 4th base. Now Mothership's out, now Tempests are out, and Serral just cannot deal with this extreme storm count. I think realistically, he needed to be finding early timings that were hitting pre-storm or just after storm kicked in when there was no support for the High Templar. I get to see everything, and I get to see the weakness of herO's build, and that really is the only weakness. It's either go to late game and take the economy advantage 5 base versus 3 base, or hit him when he does not have the support for those High Templar. And Serral did not find either of these. He was going for a late mid-game timing, which gave him all the time in the world to mass size storm. And even now, get to the Mothership and the Tempest. A brilliant play for herO. And he is going to take the first series 4-1. Alright guys, and this is where there is a bit of context needed. For those who don't know, this is the live shot here of the actual game on the main stream. And herO did not know that he had to play another best of 3.
Alors, il faut regarde, attends, il faut le faire vite, il faut expliquer très rapidement. C'est reset, hein. Ah, j'espère que herO il a conscience. Hein. Il faut lui dire. Non, l'horreur.
Bracket reset, herO, bracket reset.
Non, herO, oh my god. Oh l'horreur.
Allez, retour au bureau.
Faut continuer à jouer de la part de herO.
Aïe.
Oh la folie. C'est une folie. Perds pas l'énergie, herO, s'il te plaît. Perds pas le flow.
Poor herO, man. He was so embarrassed. He thought he'd won the whole thing. And, I mean, he just 4-1'd Serral. Yeah! And you can see he's like, oh man, I can't believe I forgot there was a bracket reset. Or maybe he didn't know from the start, or he just forgot. You could feel his embarrassment. It was super tangible. And of course, then they have to veto again quickly and get into another best of 3. All right, guys, and with that painful mistake there, herO in the top left side on Eternity's Edge has to play against Serral. He's just won 4-1 against Serral. He's beaten Maru 4-1. He's beaten Classic 4-0. He's on the tear of a lifetime. But now he's got to win 2 more games. He's got to win 6 games against Serral. And Serral only needs to win 2 games to beat him. So like I said, Serral here, you know, to beat him, herO's got to win 6 maps. And if you think about it, Serral could have won 0 maps in the first set. If he wins 2 here, If it goes 2-1 in this best of 3, he will be winning. And that obviously strikes people as quite unfair. It is one of those things where it's very difficult to overcome. And obviously, I mean, people could argue this is why you don't lose earlier in the tournament in the upper bracket. You already got a bonus life. And I do think it's actually very fair. I think it's completely fair, the system here. It's not that it's unfair. It's that it feels impossible in the moment to overcome that sort of disadvantage in the finals. So it makes the finals feel a little bit preordained, like it's almost impossible. And like, it's amazing now. And if herO does this in 2-0, that's great. The problem people have is like, oh, what the hell? Like, no one's ever going to win. If you just look at the finals alone, you just tune in for that and nothing else, just the semis and the finals. And you didn't see herO get smacked around in an earlier series, which could have been against someone completely different to Serral. You know, you didn't see that. You're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about, what about the head-to-head? What about these two only? And if you look at certain things, oh, you know, it's what if it's you win 4, you win 1, you're up 5 wins, Serral's won 2. Serral could win with 2 wins against your 5 and win the whole tournament. And I get that feels unfair, but I think it is more hype to just have, if any advantage. You could just have the advantage of, well, herO had to play against extra people in the losers bracket, number 1. Serral gets more of a break, number 2. But otherwise, maybe you just give like a 1-0 lead in the best of 7, which also feels a bit weird to people. But I'm okay with either of those. I think they're just a bit more. It's easier to see that being overcome and a bit simpler for people to follow rather than the bracket reset format. But as it is, players have to stay focused. It's going to be an adept chronoed across this map. herO has not scouted. He's played nice and greedy. He did hide his probe on the map. It is just a Stargate at home. You can also give a bit of a map ban pick favor as well. Yeah, you can be like, oh, you get to do the map vetoes or something like that. You know, there's other things you can do. But anyways, I'm just hyped that herO's destroying him so badly. Serral trying to go for the kind of late mid-game mass overwhelms, and I think those are pretty good builds, but herO has been beelining towards Psystorm and having an immense amount of High Templar. So how the hell do you overcome this as Serral? What is the goal? Do you play to late game? Do you tech switch into mutas? Or do you hit one of these Queen Walk or Queen Drop Roach All-ins? I think herO is wide open against a lot of these builds. I think he's vulnerable to all of the above. Sorry guys, just had a sneeze. I kept thinking it was going to come faster, so I muted a bit early, and then I was just like waiting for it, and I was like, whoa, and it came out. Very explosive sneeze. Did anyone ever sneeze so hard they've like popped your rib out or like hurt their back or anything? Let us know in the comments. I've not had that just yet, but I do sneeze excruciatingly hard to the point where I worry about it. I'm like, one day I'm going to hurt myself doing this, man. Evo Chamber's on the way. Ooh, okay, Serral's going to play a fast melee. I like it. I like the mix-up. He's just got to be wary of Glaive Adepts, which Twilight Council is pretty fast. It could be a delayed Glaive build. It's not like the fastest Glaives by any means. It could just be Blink as well. It looks more like Blink. Dude, if he pivots Blink now, after not playing a normal Blink Oracle game, all series long, and this is the one game where Serral goes +1 melee, I think seeing that Evo Chamber, you have to play Charge. If you play Blink here as herO, it is it's like already counted. And he's just going to drop Templar Archive straight away. Oh my god, his building placement is so bad. Guys, he's completely walled off his mineral line here. So his units, when he places a building, they have to go all the way around. Oh my gosh. I mean, I always talk about herO's building placement being kind of dodgy, but that delayed his Templar Archives like 15, 20 seconds. That's kind of crazy. He is chronoing his probes, though. His economy is fantastic. And I think going straight Storm into Charge is absolutely the right play when you see that melee. Oracles find only one so far. Serral's on point, not leaving anything hanging out. No easy picks. Having to grab a few Zerglings just shows how good the defense has been here for Serral. Not a sneeze, but I coughed so hard I pulled my lumbar muscle. Oh my gosh. Oh no. That's coming forwards. We've got 6 Adepts, 2 Oracles, 1 Stalker. How many Zerglings we got here? Just 10. Serral really going bare bones on his defense. I think the Adepts can cancel the Shade there and just hang out for another cycle. Just deny mining for a little bit longer. And Shade forwards again. Serral's still only about 16 things. Okay, he's building 8 more now, but he's only doing this after going to 65 drones. Textbook economy build-up for Serral. Looks like he wants to play a pretty standard Hydra Bane game. Doesn't look like he wants to go late game. Now, Storm, I believe, is done. You can see the High Templar already gathering a good amount of energy. No, Storm is not done. It's not even started. herO has a lot of herO. He thinks he's made Storm. herO? herO. Guys, he thinks Storm's already done. Or on the way, at least. herO, he's chronoing a Twilight Council. Charge already finished. herO, calm down. Take a deep breath. I know it's hard to beat Serral. Wait, now he's morphing Archons. What? What in the world is this? Is this the jankiest Zealot Archon timing I've ever seen in my life? It is, isn't it? Oh my. It is. He's doing a janky Zealot Archon timing. I kind of dig it, guys. 10 gateways coming up right now. They're not ready just yet. He's going. He's got to get in there before the Hydra Ling Bane's ready. The Lings need to run back and morph Bane. Serral's Lings were in the wrong position when he spotted this. Now he's morphing Banelings, but a little bit late. That 4th base, that's the target. Eyes on the prize here. For herO, it's a big 10-gate Zealot Archon timing. It's coming into that base. Of course, his last gateways are not transformed just yet, so the Zealot rally, it's kind of fragile. It's kind of soft right now. It's normally Zealots that actually kill the hatchery itself. It looks like he's not going to do any direct damage. Second Stargate Fleet Beacon. He's not going to go Storm. He's going to go Mothership behind this. I don't like that. I like Blink Stalker into Mothership. I don't like Zealot Archon into Mothership. Now Psystorm starts up. He's realizing he needs that Storm to make this transition work. And I think it could work very well. Adepts are going to shade in, trade with the Zerglings, but +1 melee with a few Hydras rallying in means those Zerglings will be able to deal with the Adepts eventually. Got to shift click these drones. He's going to take out at least 3 or 4. Could be worse. And he should get 1 more. That's 5 drones. 5 drones, not terrible, but of course, Serral, the fact that he was on 82 workers during that push, fully mining 4th, 5th on the way. He's got Bane speed. Both Hydra upgrades should be coming in. The first one's about to finish. And as herO, this is the right call. Your Zealots basically need to wait for the Zerg to overextend and then counterattack. And you need as many High Templar and Storms and Cannons and Batteries as you can afford. If Mothership comes out in time, you might be okay. If you don't, though, get the Mothership. Oh, dude, this is... No, herO. You can't afford to lose these Zealots. It's a low-value hatchery snipe. I don't like the idea of showing those Zealots when the Hydraling Bane he knew was right next door. But I like... Okay, good. I like that. Clear some Zerglings, run away. Clear some Zerglings, run away. The trick is you've got to buy time with these Zealots, guys. This is why I'm very worried for herO. Because Serral right now, he's in a very good position in this game. And again, he was in a good position in a bunch of the earlier games, and he lost those as well. Prism comes forward, saves those. These Zealots are a bit too desperate to buy time, and I think he's way overcommitted. He's got to recall these right now, surely. He's just going after these drones with the army right there. It's a crazy choice. You can't be throwing all these Zealots away. And yet he does. herO overextending right now unnecessarily. He's not ready to defend. Even with the Mothership, it'll be near impossible to defend this 4th base. Maybe with stasis traps. The Oracle's not dropping stasises right now. Hydraling's almost there. Tons of energy on these Oracles. He could drop 3 or 4 stasis traps, but he's not paying attention. He energy recharges right now. Now the stasis traps go down. The Hydras do clear the front one almost instantly. And you can see he's getting caught out. The first Storm goes down, doesn't hit anything. That hit almost nothing. Bad first Storm here for herO. He needs some Storms on these Banelings. First Storm goes down, but that 4th base has already been surrounded. He actually had the numbers. If he was in front of this base with the Storms, he might have been able to defend. Mama's coming down now, but the Banelings, look at the spread on the Banelings. Serral being very patient, baiting the Storms. The Hydras are clearing the Nexus. The High Templar all go down to the Banelings, and that is devastating. Now the Zealots come in, but remember, he already threw most of his Zealots away in the previous counterattack. That was the big mistake. He does have Tempest on the way. I do think herO can still salvage this position. I don't even know how. It feels like there's been so many little missteps for him, and yet Serral's nervous as well. Serral's hot as well. They're both tired, hot, excited, steamy, moist. Sorry, couldn't help it. Just kind of accidentally saying words that I didn't mean to there. Anyways, Lurkaden's on the way as well as a Hive. Serral's going to transition to that Hive tech. And herO needs to probe up as fast as he can right now and get these gases mining. He's got a couple Tempests and a Mothership, so you can't push into this with Lurkers. I think Lurker Tech is actually a redundant play here. Serral should be going Ultra Corruptor. The reason for that is he's quite far ahead. The problem with Lurkers is unless he gets a Nidus in the main, the counter tech's already there. And that there's Storm, Tempest, Mothership. But right now, guys, I would describe herO's situational awareness as completely lacking. He's got one High Templar. We're on his camera. What's he looking at? Random stasis traps. He's not making High Templar. He has almost no Storm energy. He's in fight or flight mode. You can tell he's a bit panicked. He's making more Immortals. But where's his Storm? It just doesn't exist. And that fourth base is going to go down. He's worried about Serral getting in his natural. He sees that as the lost condition. But because he was so focused down there, he loses his fourth base. And he's got to be quick on rebuilding that fourth base he so desperately needs. You can see the lack of map vision here for herO. Like I said, fight or flight, Lurker range, and a muscular swell for the Hydras. The lunge ability are coming in. Oh my gosh, he left his base undefended. Is he going all in? He's going all in! Whoa, herO is going all in right now. The absolute mad lad. Archon, Immortal, Tempest, a Mothership pushing forwards. A lot of Banes, Hydras, a few Lurkers coming in. Are there Overseers? There's only one Overseer. The other two Overseers are almost ready. Time Warp's a real problem as well. That one Overseer is helping. It does go down. Spore Crawler's rooting in the middle of the fight. Those Overseers need to survive. There's not that much detection here, but they are overhead. They are providing the vision. The Mothership is not enough there with the Archons, and you can see the Banelings and the Hydras and the Lurkers clearing up. Third base also takes big probe losses. Still, a ball of Immortal Archon left on the front. It has to be dealt with. If you can't overwhelm this ball of units, you will end up losing eventually. I think the Mothership needs to actually just dive on these Hydras. I say dive, it's kind of a slow unit, but it does feel like it needs to get rid of these Hydralisks before more come together, because herO is desperately all in against this 80 drone Zerg. Lurkers and Hydras just barely holding the line. Oh no, the Immortal Archon Mothership coming forwards. The Hydras, the Lurkers are there. The Hydra's trying to move forwards as best they can. They're trying to shoot down these units. Oh no! The Mothership takes some damage. Beautiful cloaking field comes in, but at least it gets forced out there, which is in of itself, I think, a success for Serral. He's buying time, and remember, his income, more than double on the minerals. And he's up a full base of gas mining. Accidental Viper rallies into no man's land, gets killed. A random Zergling does as well. But these single units don't matter. Hydra's lunge forward. The Mothership, she's left out. And that is a beautiful snipe, probably a game-changing one. Serral on 78 workers against 43. That is a massive 25 worker advantage. And we'll see what happens. Lings in the north. Going to go around. It feels here like Serral has hung on. I think herO had room to defend, but he needed to defend this fourth. It's just he left it wide open for two sequential attacks. And both of them found really good damage, and you could tell he was panicked. He knew just how good Serral's economy was when his Archon Zealot timing just didn't find the damage he was looking for. His gateways weren't quite timed out for it. Oh my gosh, and his army's going to get gunned down. That's going to be that'll be GG here. And game one in the bracket reset goes to Serral in a game where, honestly, looking at this could have actually still been herO's game. I mean, there's a few moments here where if he's in position to defend that fourth base, I think this goes completely differently. So I think this first attack up here, guys, on the fourth, if he's got his High Templar up there, he's in a much better spot, because I think this Zealot throwaway was a crucial mistake. I think that Zealot throwaway, I understand why he was like, I can't let you push, I've got to buy time. But he just went in a little bit overextended. It's understandable why he did it. I'm not saying, oh, you idiot, you dum-dum. Totally understandable. He's got limited map vision. He doesn't know if the Hydra Bane's pushing or not. And he did throw those Zealots in a little bit willy-nilly. But over here, guys, this is really unfortunate. His whole army's here. His Oracles have not been forward tracking the enemy army because he was busy microing the Prism. He should have seen this army coming with the Oracles. He should have tagged, and he should have moved his army to respond. Serral's actually been so busy with the Zealots, he's not attacking two places at once. The whole army's here. The only High Templar's here. And not only that, herO has this habit of kind of walling his stuff off. High Templar can't move around there. It can only move around here. And you can see he can't get in range to cast Storm. He's actually too far away. Like, a Storm there initially would have been really nice, but he ends up throwing a Storm that's kind of worthless. Hydras have already broken north of there. And then losing all of his High Templar here is a disaster. It's really, really rough. The spread on the Banelings on this fight was just excellent from Serral. Here, Got to run these High Templar. He's way too slow on the Storms and the stutter step. And imagine if this is 15 Zealots, like that earlier attack. Suddenly it starts doing crazy damage. Unless Serral diverts his entire army. Instead, it's herO who F2s the Zealots home. Accidentally. Accidentally F2s some of the Zealots away. Kind of unfortunate. It's also got Stray Immortals that got caught in the middle of the map that I didn't even catch earlier. Just a bit too much chaos, a bit too much excitement. And Serral takes game 1 in the bracket reset. Alright, guys. Top right of the map. herO here. It's going to be Sanctuary 3 Ladder Edition. Serral, in the bottom left side of the map, will be going for that Extractor Trick to 15 supply, no doubt. Whew, very nicely done. So this is going to be really interesting, guys, because now, suddenly, after leading so long, herO is down to his final life. He cannot drop this map. He has to win this map and the next to seal the deal. Dude, I never even realized how much snow there is on this map. This is kind of cool. Very snowy map. Drone's going to have to go take the third base. That immediate probe does somewhat pay off. Guys, what is this wall off? Where does he put the Cyber Core? Guys, are we about to see a herO special? I think we are. Can he fit the Cyber Core there? I feel like it should be in range. I don't know. Part of me feels like it won't be. And even if he does, that's a full wall off. Why would he want a full wall off? Does he? There used to be a worker-only path here. I don't think that exists on this map anymore. Even though there's this little marker which kind of indicates like it is. Interesting. We'll see. We'll see what he does. herO is always a bit of a mad lad with his wall-offs. His wall-offs are infamous for being a bit of a mess, made up on the fly. Go for a Nexus into Cybercore behind it. Does he just build the Cybercore here? Surely not. What am I looking at? What is this? First things first, can he move units between the Nexus and the Cybercore? I think he can, but I don't think a Stalker can move through there. A Worker should be able to. And I get he'll build another pylon here, and then it's like an acceptable choke point, but even then his units are going to have to go around in such an awkward path. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. I'm not 100% sure on the walling on these new maps either, so we'll have to see. I'm sure Gemini is having a conniption somewhere watching this, going, oh, it's so inefficient. Those who don't know, if you ever struggle with wall-offs on new maps, always go to Reddit, All Things Protoss, Gemini, and some of the other guys there do tend to post regular wall-off guides with what they figure out is the, in their opinion, the optimal, and usually I agree with it wholeheartedly, the optimal wall-off positioning. Super safe, solid wall-offs, where to put your pylons. Usually it'll be like, oh, look at this, and then measure down 6 spaces and go to the right 1 space or something like that. It's very much like if you're willing to put in the time to memorize it. I've actually been very lazy. I've kind of entered my herO arc of Protoss where I don't really memorize any building placement. I still try to apply correct theory, unlike herO, but I'm not going to like memorize exact building placement on new maps. I just kind of freestyle it. Nice cancel on the shade, not overcommitting. 2 Lings looking to sneak in behind the second Adept as it leaves. And that does look like a solid wall there, doesn't it? Which means your units are going to be so awkwardly moving in and out. On the other hand, Blink Stalkers will have a really solid wall to blink behind to defend, which is nice. There we go, there's that pylon creating that choke point we're talking about. Good micro. Serral Zergling unable to find a snipe so far. Goes back in for more lean speeds there. Oh, he grabs it. Nicely done. Didn't Adept die? No. So it's 2 Zerglings for 1 probe so far, which is fine. First Oracle flies across the map looking for an opening where the Zerg is most exposed. There's a pylon marker, isn't there? So here's the general rule is map makers aren't good Protoss players, no offense. So they always put the pylon marker usually in a pretty bad spot. It's not always it's never the worst. It's very rarely optimal. Oracle gets 2 drones and pulls away. I mean, there have been maps which have it in very optimal places, but on this map it's just tricky because your Nexus is so close to the wall-off. So doing a pylon in the wall-off I think actually makes a fair amount of sense on this map. It's just I wouldn't have placed it like this. I think having the pylon over and down to the right 1 space leaving the choke point between the pylon and the edge might have actually been cleaner, which is normally what herO favors. Evo Chamber out at the third. Serral wants to go +1 melee again. He's decided to just go for this very fundamental, let's get melee up, let's shut down the Blink Stalkers in case they ever do come out, and then play Hydraling Bane as necessary. Ooh, Oracle goes down, gets itself a queen, but I still think that favors the queen, yeah? I kind of wish that Oracle stayed there and just denied these 2 mineral patches, because there was no other queen, and that queen would have had to go all the way around to deny it. But herO playing it safe. He's busy skirmishing with the Zerglings at the same time. Baneling Nest is on the way. +1 melee starts up as predicted. Lair should be coming in about 10-15 seconds. He's just waiting for 100 gases. Serral, of course, the Adept shade forwards, realizing with the Adepts being guarded by the Oracles, it can push out and force a lot more Zerglings from Serral. Just 1 Adept at the third with the pylon guarding. Stalker at the wall off as well, denying the scout. The Adepts are thinking about shading in. It'd be a bit of a crazy dive. Crazy dives and herO name a more iconic duo. 4 drones have gone down. Where the heck are the Oracles, guys? I have no idea. Looks like they've gone back to the third base and abandoned these Oracles. Was not expecting that. How many Adepts are actually left alive by the time he shades? The answer is 0. +1 melee Zerglings, pretty darn good. 4 Adepts for 4 drones. Not exactly a high-value proposition as herO goes into Blink and +1. He's also pulled a worker off gas, and he forgot to shift-click it back onto that gas. There we go. This is the reason why he's building a bunch more gateways. He has walled off both sides of his mineral line, which does really restrict your movement, but it also makes it harder for your opponent. If they get in your base with like roaches or a Nidus or something, it can be quite annoying for them. Ooh, look at that. Adepts are going to shade in. Unfortunately, herO not really microing them initially, but he's going to get another 4 or 5 drones, which is not bad. It's causing a big disruption. Drones being forced to fight there. Good Spore Trick. That barely got down. Can he get the last hit off? The answer is no. Another 5 drones go down. Another 2 Adepts arrive. herO leaning into the chaos. The problem is, these Adepts, there's so many he's losing, and oh! He's not watching! The slow Banelings! The Waltz of the Banelings gets in. Luckily for herO, only 3 probes go down, but he does lose another 2 Adepts, I believe. No, he doesn't. It's these 2 Adepts. Gets a few creep tumors, cancels his shade, no doubt, and does join these up with the Stalkers that are now here in the middle of the map. Blink and +1's almost here. The 2 Oracles are down south. These Stalkers got to be careful. They do not have Blink just yet. The Oracles are here. Stalkers caught in the open, of course. Serral did not know that Blink wasn't ready. Otherwise, he probably would have committed for those 2 Stalker kills. Stalker's incredibly valuable, hard to replace. 4 queens out in the front here. 6 queens in total. Lings wrapping around here. You can see they're going to go for the counter. Serral's got to defend these, though. He's going to have to spread some Lings forward through the stasis traps. Does think to do so. Only after a short delay, and he's already lost 2 queens on this base. There's no Spore. More Zerglings coming in from behind. He targets the stasis trap down. It's not able to land. He's splitting his Zerglings up. He's preempting the Blink. The Blink there to guard the stasis trap. But Serral spreads against the stasis trap and then goes immediately back in. Brilliant micro here for Serral, who manages to take out 7 Stalkers, which is immensely worth it. Don't get me wrong, hero's still done good damage. He's got a Fleet Beacon. He's going to go Stalkers into Mothership, that style we talked about earlier, against the Hydra Bane style. We do have both Hydra upgrades queued up. Stalkers dealing with those Zerglings on the right side. These Stalkers and Zealots continuing to push in despite about 50 Zerglings about to break out of stasis traps. He recalls some of the Stalkers while continuing to attack with the other ones. herO, I think at this point, realizing he needs to holster his bad boy and keep it in his pants. He cannot afford to feed Stalkers into mass Zergling. 5th base pops up north. Hydras are building. +1 ranges on the way. Overlord speed. And of course, second Hydra upgrades coming in. herO's 4th base. What? You've got a very compact 4th base location here with a narrow choke leading into it. herO decides this base, sticking out like a sore thumb in the middle of nowhere, is the base he's going to go for. Guys, what is wrong with that Oracle? Did you see that? That Oracle looked like he was mega bugged out. Second Oracle did die. It looks like 2 of them dove in the main and 1 died. The other one got a bit bugged out there and was kind of stuck sideways as it retreated. Weird. Don't see that every day, but it has fixed its orientation now. This Nexus down here is utter nonsense. There's no other way to describe this other than, I hope you don't look here, because there's no way in hell I can defend this. And yet I'm going to build static defense at it anyway. herO, decisions are being made. They're questionable. Serral doesn't know about it, and that's the saving grace. Mothership's almost here. She's also a saving grace. No Psystorm. It's going to be Archons, Zealots, Blink Stalkers up front, and of course Mama with the Time Warps and the Cloaking Fields. Now, Mothership's been a big feature in this series. If Serral can realize and add an extra Overseer or 2 ahead of time, that would be amazing. Likewise, if you see herO target the Overseer, that could be a tell that Mothership's about to come out. Oracle's still down here. I do think herO needs to keep the Oracle tagging the army. He's going to build a carrier. He's making one Stargate carrier right now, guys. Just herO things. One Stargate carrier transition. I don't even know if that's the worst thing to do. Interceptors are very tanky. Stalkers take out the Overseer. He blinks down south to this nearly indefensible base. The Mothership has to travel 5 miles to get here. The terrible base location biting him in the butt. herO, his Archon Stalker Zealot saying, where the heck is Mum? Where's Mum? She went to the store to get milk 6 weeks ago. What's going on? Finally she arrives, but this base in the middle of no man's land. Such a punish there for Serral, for herO's bad base layout. He should have taken the normal 4th base, 100%. Oh, she finally rocks up with that milk. Oh my lord. Time Warp's going to go down, but there's no supporting units now. The rest of the army's gone. There's one carrier, a Mothership, a bunch of Zealots and Archons. herO is a vibes-based gamer, and it got him this far. It got him 4 wins in a row versus Serral. But I think his luck might have run out now, as Serral finally being given this second lifeline in the bracket reset is going to turn things around. I think we're all absolutely applauding herO right now because he has put up a valiant effort. But at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to keep up with Serral in these last couple of games. Nonetheless, an impressive score. 4 wins to 1. About to be 4 wins, 3 losses. But unfortunately, that loss earlier in the tournament playoffs for herO is going to come back to bite him in the butt. Serral had a perfect tournament up to this point, up to this grand finals. And that is why he gets that bracket reset privilege. He worked for it. And I think as much as it feels unfair sometimes as a herO fan in the moment, we've got to pay the respect to Serral for being the cleaner player overall throughout the rest of the tournament. Even if in the head-to-head today, herO actually came out on top in the score. Really well played. GG's. Love to see Serral play a fantastic tournament like that. And I think hats off to both these guys and Maru and Classic. This was played during the most extreme hit wave I think they might have ever had in Paris. It was really hot. Even in the venue, it was hot. Players were sweaty. The players were trying to deal with the chaos. You could tell herO, he thought he'd won the tournament. It's kind of tragic. I feel so bad for him. He had to go picking the trophy. He's like, I did it. Ah! I'm a hot mess, but I did it. And then having to go into those next games, that is rough. GG, well played though. Serral gets the win. And who knows, guys, this might be the last 12 worker tournament we see. I have no idea. But if it is, sending love. Contrary to popular opinion, I think this is still pretty damn good balance. And I think especially when you throw new maps out, you get crazy guys like herO in there. You get guys like Rogue, beyond herO. The very experimental players who just try a lot of new things. You do get really awesome games. And that was never not the case. But with all the warp gate changes and everything else going on in the new patch, I think we're going to find out how that goes at Home Story Cup. A lot of people don't really think the patch is ready, but hopefully we at least see more obvious signs of all the things that need to be fixed at Home Story Cup, and the patching process can speed up. I really do hope from Blizzard. But GG, well played. Thanks for the support. I appreciate you all. Massive thanks to all of our patrons. If you're enjoying the show, big thanks. Pete and Dragos, Aranoko, Hatchuck, and Ducks of the D-Town Express. You guys are legends. Everyone past, present, and future, but especially the current people here on the Wall of Bacon. Thank you so much to all of you. If you guys want to support my Patreon, links below in the description. We'll see you guys over there. And thanks for watching. Big thanks, of course, lastly but not least, to Comeback TV for hosting such an awesome tournament and sending me the replays. See you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.